Vala Mugalis. Welcome to the Black Dread. I am Billie Jean, the Black Dread, the last Targaryen. Quick note real quick. I just wanted to remind everyone out there to please be safe. I know everyone out there has got this whole grayscale pandemic going on. So I want you guys to please be safe. Please limit yourself from being around too many other people. Wash your goddamn hands. I shouldn't have to tell you that. Wash your goddamn hands, please. And please wear a face covering when you go out. Not today, no, every day. Wear a face covering when you go out. Again, welcome to the Black Dread. Can't breathe. I'm Billie Jean, the Black Dread, of course. So today I got a really quick video here. I was on the back of my dragon coming in hot from Dorne, and I had a couple of thoughts. You know, dragon Breakspear, he flies on autopilot, so I just had a little time to think. So we know that House of the Dragon is premiering on HBO, maybe at the end of this year, maybe next year, hopefully this year. So right now everyone's buzzing with all this excitement about what's going to be in the House of Dragon, who's going to be on it, what stories we're going to see, how long it's going to be. So what I've decided to do over the last an hour or so, because, you know, there's really not a lot of information coming out. So right now, all we can do is just speculate. So what I've been trying to do, I heard recently that there's going to be about 5 to 6 seasons. Now, most people are still very, very bitter and jaded from season 8. So a lot of people don't even want to have hope. But I want to have hope. I am the Black Dread and I want to have hope. So let's have hope that we're going to get a good 6 seasons at least of House of the Dragon. And what I've decided to do is I wanted to go season by season, not so much episode by episode, but season by season of how I wanted to break down. Because from what we understand, the producers are saying is that we are going to get, and especially based on who they cast, I mean, they cast Rhaenyra, Viserys, Alicent Hightower, so we know we're getting the Dance of the Dragon. Only thing is we don't know exactly where it's going to begin, and we don't know where it's going to end. Like, the Fire and Blood series ends with the Mad King. So are we going to go that far? Is there going to be 6 seasons? Can we do that? So maybe they're going to do just the Dance of the Dragon. So what I decided to do is, made a little note so I was on the back of the old dragon there, how I would like the House of the Dragon series to go. So what I have here is just a little rough outline of what I would like season 1 to look like. Now, yeah, they said 10 episodes a pop. So with the original Game of Thrones series, what did we get? Like 10, 11 episodes a pop, except for that ghastly season 7 and 8 where we got like 6 episodes only, which was ridiculous. So if we can get, you know, again, trying to be hopeful, if we can get a good 5 to 6 seasons with 10 episodes, I think we'll be okay. We've got Miguel Sapochnik, you know, doing the, you know, he did Hard Home and Battle of the Bastards. So we got Miguel Sapochnik. So I'm thinking if we can use him and the completed story and the lessons they learned from season 8, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. So, House of the Dragon, opening scene. Now, here's something I've been wanting for a long time. I want you to come close. Come close. Come close. I'm going to tell you something. We want Aegon the Conqueror. That's right. I don't care if it's a flashback. What I want to see is the opening scene spend maybe 5 to 10 minutes or so going over Aegon's conquest. It can be shown in flashbacks. I mean, we've been living in the world of ice and fire for how many decades now? We have yet to see freaking Aegon the Conqueror alive, moving around. We have yet to see Balerion the Black Dread breathing fire on Harrenhal. I want to see that. So I'm thinking maybe an opening scene. Now, here's a few ideas I had. I had either, it could be Maester Munkin in his little room, writing the details of the House of Dragon, and it all started with, and then we can do the flashback, or we can have it like how on the Game of Thrones DVDs, they have the history and lore, and they have the wonderful, my cousin, the wonderful Viserys narrating. So I was thinking, hopefully, you know, maybe, you know, this is right now just my wish, we could get Harry Lloyd to narrate the opening, you know, in the beginning, Aegon conquered, you know, and he can tell the story. And they can do, you don't have to do every single beat, but they can show Aegon, they can show maybe sometimes the kings were good, sometimes they were bad, and then they can show like maybe a shot of someone that we would know to be Maegor because he would be standing at the Red Keep and all of the people at the dinner would be choking and dying and he's there, and then we can show him maybe, you know, on the Iron Throne with somebody, you know, hit him on the Iron Throne, we'll know that's Maegor. You know, just so we can see them alive and breathing and moving. This is so exciting for me to see all these Targaryens alive. I want to see as much as I can. Okay, so if we can't get it narrated opening by Harry Lloyd or Robert Baratheon, what's his name? Mark Eady, your mother was a whore. So we could get one of those guys to narrate, because I think they fucking owe us some shit. I mean, after season 8, they owe us. So if they can get some people we recognize and know to come and soothe us and lull us in and let us know it's gonna be okay, come to mommy, I'm okay. Viserys is here, Robert Baratheon's here. We're gonna hold you and take you through this, okay? If, I would like that. I don't just want it to open up, boom, Viserys. I needed to see how we got there. And now, after we get to the opening scene, of course, the opening narration has to show the Council of 101, because that is very important to the story. The council is where it decides that a man has to be the king. A woman cannot be the king if there is a male heir. And if you know anything about the Dance of the Dragon, the whole thing is because the king doesn't have a male heir, so he names his daughter as queen. This is his reigning heir, heir apparent. But then he gets remarried. And his wife has a son. Oh my God, what happens? So not too many spoilers, but it's in here. So we need to see the council, because they have to let the audience know that it has recently been established that a male heir comes first. So we need that out there. And then the scene, after that, then it can open. Now, here's our first actual opening scene. I say a funeral pyre for the good King Jaehaerys, because all of this stuff hits the fan when Viserys ascends to the Iron Throne. So if the first thing we get is the funeral pyre for Jaehaerys, we don't need to see the old king, because he had a long life. He can get his own series, which I would actually like to see. So we got the funeral pyre, and then they're crowning Viserys, second of his name, and they crown him. So now, we are going to have some time skips in this. So I think that's like maybe the first episode just gives us that, and Viserys is on the throne, and we show people around King's Land, just to establish the world. I want them to say things like, the Warden of the North, Kragan Stark. I want them to say these things so we can know, oh wow, Stark, I recognize that name, and say who the Lord of Storm's End is at that time, and just say things that we know. Mention Aegon and look around, there's the throne, there's dragons flying. We need to establish the world. We want to see Dragonstone looking similar, but maybe not exactly the way it looked in the Game of Thrones series, but because it's the same place. But we need a different vision, but similar. Dragonstone, Red Keep. I would like to see all of that. That's our first episode. I'm not going to go episode by episode, but this is the season 1, so I know we're going to have some time skips. So after that, I'm thinking the next episode could possibly be, him with Emma Arryn, and they've got the young Rhaenyra, and then we can see Rhaenyra getting a little older and just see him grooming her, then the Realm's Delight, and we can see how she would feel that the throne belongs to her, because we can see Viserys putting those ideas into his head, and yes, you will be my heir, and we don't necessarily see Daemon yet, but we hear people talking about Daemon, the Rogue Prince, so it builds up excitement for when he does show up, we're all excited about him. We don't want to see him maybe the first or second, or maybe to the third episode, like how they did Littlefinger, hold him off. So, build up the excitement. So then I think, maybe another time skip. Then we have Emma Arryn's death. So that could be a season, like the last scene of an episode, maybe 3 or 4 or something like that. Emma Arryn dies. And then Viserys remarries Alicent Hightower. So now we can start looking at that in the middle of the season. So now here comes this Alicent Hightower woman, and Rhaenyra's looking at her. They're the same age, kind of, and they know each other. Are you sleeping with my dad? Yes, I am. So we can get all that type of soap opera, all my children type shit, but with swords. I would love to see that. Time skip. So now we are at the tourney, and that is where we meet Daemon Targaryen, the Rogue Prince. He, boom, drops in on his dragon, Caraxes. He takes his stepson's crown, he hands it to his brother, and you just know he's full of sarcasm. He's got dead baby jokes he's waiting to crack. We just know Daemon is ready to bring the pain, and we're just excited for it, because here he is with big dragons we've already established, and we've got Rhaenyra and Alicent wearing their black and their green, and looking at each other, And then, toward the, then we have the birth of a male child. So it's like, uh-oh. So that could either be the end of the season or like right before, because I'm honestly leaning toward the season finale of season 1 being either the birth of Aegon 2, but I'd prefer it to be the death of Viserys. And only because we can get a little bit of the birth of Aegon 2 in there, and then, you know, him growing up. We can see the beef with Rhaenyra and the Strongs, their kids. We can see Aemon One Eye, and how Lucerys is like, don't call my brother a bastard no more. I'll stab you in the eye. You know, I want to see all of that. I want to see all of it. So we can see all of those scenes and establish where everyone is. We can see the hate in everyone's eyes, and the tension is swelling and building and building. And then in the last episode, Viserys dies. Now, here's how I would think it would close out. There's maybe two different things I want to see close out. Either Viserys dies, and it's like, oh crap, and then Alicent's like, lock him in the tower, and they lock him in the tower, and that could be, you know, when I crown you my son, Aegon II of his name, and that can be the end. And then the next, or it can end with after that happening, and then Rhaenyra finding out, and they stole my throne, and she goes into labor and miscarries, and then as she's miscarrying, they tell her baby died, and she's angry, and she's like, cut to black, because now we know when that thing turned back on, is on and popping season 2, we know she's angry, she done lost her baby, shit is going down, and we all know that Daemon Targaryen is in the background just like, okay, I see what's happening, I'm gonna get that throne one way or another. So that is pretty much kind of how I would like to see season 1 go. I know I need to see lots of dialogue. I'm not so hot in the pants about a lot of action and dragon and stuff, because honestly, some of my favorite scenes in Game of Thrones is when they were sitting in the Red Keep, the small council, like that scene with Tywin was, you know, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. You know, some of those are my favorite scenes. I can say Hardhome, Battle of the Bastards, I like that things, but how did we get to Hardhome? How did we get to the Battle of the Bastards? The scenes, the talking, the backstabbing, the betrayals, the treachery. We need to see all of that. And I need it drawn out. I don't want any character swapping. I'm a black woman, but I don't need to see extra black characters. I don't need to see extra women characters. I don't need to see extra anything. I want it the way it is in here. I want Nettles to be up in there, and Nettles better look like they describe her in here, you know? So, yes. So I'm extremely excited, as you can tell. I'm extremely excited about House of the Dragon season 1. So I have a little time now. I'm going to spend a little bit more time thinking out season 2 and how I would like that. Maybe I could try to do that beat by beat, like 10 beats for season 2. But I know we're going to have some time skips, because if they're going to give us 6 seasons and cram all of this shit in, and we're going to want to see the Battle of the God's Eye, we want to see what happens with Lucerys when he leaves Storm's End. If you know, like I know, when Lucerys leaves Storm's End, yeah, I want to see blood and cheese. Yeah, we need all of this. So it's like, I'm not even that hot. Like I said, I'm not even that excited to see so much action and spectacle. I want the story. And like I said, more than anything, if they don't give us a flashback, if we don't see Aegon the Conqueror for a few minutes, even if it's just like the scene out of the book of, you know, Torrhen Stark kneeling, or Visenya sitting up in the Vale with that dragon and Ronald Arryn like, hey, would you like me to throw your son off at the top of this building, or would you like to give me your crown? You know, I want to see some of that. Why are they doing this to us, you know? So let's all have hope. Let's all hope and pray to the 7, the drowned god, the whatever god, the old gods, the new god, the many-faced god, whatever god you believe in. Let's get a great House of the Dragon. Let's make up for season 8, because once House of the Dragon is a success, then they will feel safe to put on other prequels, and then we may see the Mad King prequel, we may see the Robert's Rebellion, we may see Aegon's Conquer as a whole series. I don't want to see the Night King until A Dream of Spring has been published. I don't even want to know anything more about White Walkers. Let's just no. Okay, so we can do that, and yeah, maybe we will not have to go, you know, on strike with HBO or something like that, you know. So let's see what happens. So this is me, Billie Jean, the Black Dread. And I'm going to leave you like I always leave you, with the words of House Targaryen. Fire and blood.